Hello and welcome to this week's review. This week, as the video title suggests, we are looking at my Citizen watches, the collection. I have around 13 watches from Citizen, ranging from different styles, chronograph, normal movement, manual winding automatics. So I have several watches that I would like to review quickly today, just to touch on my Citizen watches. And to start us off, this is the first watch. This is a Citizen Elegance. It's a vintage watch. So reference number 5510-K06860. As you can see, the watch has a black dial with gold accents. It's a pretty small watch with a 33mm case size. And it's a leather strap watch. The leather strap is original. I got it as it is. It has a date display, and it has two color differentiation in the bezel. The inner bezel is, as you can see, a dark black color, while the outer bezel is sort of a light gray color. But all in all, this is a watch that can be used for any style. Basically, it's a dress watch, but you can use it for any style. It's a small fitting watch, compact, just tells you the time. And then as a normal analog quartz movement. It has a water resistance of around 50 meters. And they are not generally expensive watches. They range between $80 to $100. I've seen some that are more than that, but those are in very pristine conditions. But depending on how you've maintained the watches, they could range between 80 to 100. So you can have a look at the watch. It's a pretty small watch. You can dress, as I said, for any style. It could be on a weekend, it could be on an official. It fits any style. And basically, because of the color and the gold accents, I think it fits any style. So this is the one that will start for us the review of the Citizen watches. This is the smallest, I think, the smallest size I have in the collection. There's another vintage that is close to this one, but this is the smallest, 33. And actually, it's the smallest watch I have in my collection. I don't think I have any other watch that is 33 millimeters, and I like it. I wear it as often as I can, and it's the latest actually acquisition in the Citizen watches. I have not bought a Citizen watch for months now, probably I would say a few months down the line since I bought a Citizen watch. So this is the latest of the last time I bought a Citizen watch. This was the latest one. So we'll move on to the next watch. The next watch is this Aviator Eco Drive. What do we mean by saying the term Eco Drive? Because Eco Drive is a term very muchly associated with Citizen. So Eco Drive is a proprietary term, actually. That means it's a solar power technology, basically. It converts any light, so any light, be it the sun, be it artificial light, be it light from the bulbs, into energy, which is then stored into rechargeable cell in the watch that now helps the watch run. So that is a term that is used by Citizen a lot, and today I hope you've learned that Eco Drive, that's what Eco Drive means. So what it means is that you don't need to change the battery of this watch. You just leave it in anywhere there's natural light, and the battery will be recharged, and you can put on your watch wherever you want to be. So it depends. Some have 8 months battery capacity, some have 6, depends. Like this one I've never really tested because my watches stay where there's enough light, so they never really run low on battery. So they said this is an Aviator Eco Drive. The model number is AW1365-19P. It has an analog quartz movement. As I said again, it's a simple watch. It fits a steel case with the black color, and then a cream interior, again with the accents of orange here, black. Just brings out, it pops, the colors pop everywhere. It has a dead display. It has a water resistance of up to 10 bars, and a case size of 45 millimeters. These also are not very expensive watches. The most expensive I have seen of this watch is around $250, but that one is just only one. But they range between $150 to $200 depending on the condition. You'll not get them new because production ran out. I don't know the exact year of the watch, but I'm pretty sure it's no longer being produced. It's a simple watch. Again, the back case is a screw-on back case. By a screw-on back case, you will see the grooves here. It means to open the watch, you have to unscrew the back case. It has a leather strap, a very fat leather strap, which I like, and then it has this pin style of buckle, which I also like a lot. It's a simple watch. It's one that I wear as often as I can again. And then it has the glow of the hour and minute hand. So that's all I'll say about that watch. It's a brilliant timepiece, this one, I would say, because of the color. I would prefer it as a weekend watch, not really an official watch. This is a casual or semi-weekend watch. So we will move on to the next watch. My next watch is again is an Eco Drive. So this is the Weekender Bryson. That's the name of the watch, as you can see. I'll just open it for you to see how it is. So this is how it looks. It's a very different watch from the other Eco Drive I've reviewed. But this basically is a chronograph. That's a different. It's also has a quartz movement. But the primary second hand is the chronograph, as you can see when I click the chronograph. And the chronograph has a sweeping second movement. But the primary second hand movement of the watch is down on the sub dial below here, which you can see has a normal quartz movement, but the chronograph has a sweeping movement. So let me just reset the chronograph for you to see. As you can see, the chronograph is back to its place. So it has a date display, and it has a 5th second chronograph, which measures up to 60 minutes. It has both the 12 and 24 hour date displays, which is, you can see it's in the small subdial here, which tells you the time in either in 24 hours, while the other watch is basically 12 hours. It has a case diameter of 44 millimeters and a mineral crystal glass. The thickness is about 12.5 millimeters, as you can see, and a water resistance of up to 100 meters. And again, this is another feature of Citizens. They prefer the screw-back casing, which I prefer so much because it just gives it another facet. It's not easily accessible. You can't just open it with any tool you have. You have to have a specific tool to open it. Again, the straps are original. This watch I got a long time ago, maybe 2-3 years back. I don't really put it on that much because I have another Eco Drive that I prefer. I'll show you. It's an Eco Drive Chandler that I'll show you. It has a black dial, as you can see, with orange, a mix of orange accents, especially on the sub-dials. And then white, of course, it just brings the accents well. You can see it. It's a pretty beautiful watch. Another one that we have in the collection of Citizen. The next one is this one. This is another simple watch again I have from, let me just open it for you to see. It's a simple watch again I have from Citizen. This is a reference number. The model number is F560. Reference number is SO68649. This again is another chronograph I have in the collection, but it's a very different style from the chronographs I have, especially because of the crown. The crown is the style of the crown is not normal to the other ones. It doesn't pop out that much. The shape here really brings out the beauty in this watch. It has a stainless steel finish and has a case size of 44 millimeters. Again, if you look at the back, you will see it as a screw back case. As I mentioned, it has a chronograph. Again, as a date and day display. So you have both a date indicator and the day of the week. And these are the sub dials for the chronograph. But the chronograph is, you only get the hour and the minute display on the chronograph. This one again, the primary second hand is the small subdial below here, and the chronograph is the main second hand. This is the main chronograph, but the small subdial here is the one that does the normal second hand, I would say second hand movement of the watch. So have a look at it. Again, as you've noticed, I've not reviewed any Citizen watch with a bracelet strap or any other strap. Apart from one, all of my watches from Citizen have the leather straps. I don't know, I've not found any that has the bracelet strap or any other strap, but I've been fortunate enough to get the ones that I prefer, which are the leather strap. So we'll move on to another watch. The next one is also an echo drive, but this is not just an ordinary echo drive. I'll explain why. Let me just unpin it and open it for you to see. So this is an echo drive, but it's a world timer. The model number is AT0361-06E. Why is it called a world timer? A world timer, you would see it has two crowns. So basically the primary crown is here. This is for setting your time and for setting your date. Obviously these two are for setting the chronograph, but there's another crown you'd see on the extreme top left. This crown is the one that adjusts the inner bezel. Let me just hold it close for you to see. This one adjusts the inner bezel. As you can see, the inner bezel is moving as I push it. So this sort of takes you to the time. As you see, the inner bezel have names of cities that we refer time using. So you'd find London, you'd find Cairo, you'd find Dubai, you'd find Moscow. So depending on where you want to set your world time or reference to, you can do that with this watch using this crown that is here. Of course, it is a chronograph. The subdials, this is a 24-hour indicator subdial. This is a minute chronograph subdial. And then again with Citizen, the main second hand here is the chronograph movement, and then the small subdial here is the primary second hand movement of the watch. As you can see, this one has a normal quartz movement. Even the chronograph is a normal quartz movement, not like the sweeping movement of the other one that I reviewed. It is a beautiful watch. This one has again an infinite solar charging. You put it on the sun, it will retain charge as long as it can for years on end actually. And, as I mentioned again, it has a stainless steel case with the Citizen, again the screw back case, a feature that Citizen prefer. It has a sapphire glass which is resistant, scratch resistant. It's difficult to get these watches to scratch. A water resistance of up to 100 meters. Case size of 42 millimeters and a case thickness of 11 millimeters. So this one is just like the normal ones I've reviewed. It has a pin buckle locking mechanism, as you can see, and then it also glows in the dark. So it has a mix of colors. You would see that there's white on the dial. The numbers are labeled in white, but the sub dials are in silver. This is a silver color, which is different. It's a different silver from the stainless finish here. The color here is different from here. So this is a sort of a dark or light grayish type. And then even the writings of the countries, as I mentioned, if I bring it closer, you'll see the names of the countries. It's actually a beautiful watch. I like this one a lot. It's among my top watches from the Citizen collection. So have a look at it as we review the next one from Citizen. So this is another Citizen watch. Again, the theme flows. It has a leather strap watch. This is a Citizen Rodenia. That's the name of the watch. It has a black dial with a bit of yellow accents here and there. This has both date and 24-hour display. It has a chronograph, but the chronograph offers you again the minute and the second hand. The subdial, as I mentioned again, the subdial is the main second, and then the chronograph. The subdial is the normal second hand movement of the watch, and then the chronograph second is the big second hand movement. This watch, I have not used it in a while. I just picked it up today. It's not moving, so basically it could be that it needs a change of battery, or I might have to be looking at a mechanical problem. I've not worn it in a while, but it's a pretty watch. It has a, how do I call it? This is a dome glass. It's a glass that pops. Let me hold it closer. You can see there's a curvature on the glass. Again, it's crystal glass. It doesn't scratch. From the back with Citizen, again the screw back case, the brushed silver or the stainless steel finish, the leather straps, the theme flows in the watches. So this is one that is in a state of bother. I will have to look at where the issue is. Could be battery, could be that it has a mechanical problem because I've not used it in a while. But this is another one in the collection. Closer look at it as we move to the next watch. My next watch is this chronograph. Again, this is a Citizen. It's an Echo Drive. The model number is CA0745-11E. As you can see, this is a different one from the ones that I've reviewed before because of the color, obviously. This has a, how do I call it, brown or orange accent. It's a black dial and black finish on the case, but has orange, or some would call it brown color, but you get the gist. And then the hour and the minute have white accents. This is for the afterglow in the dark. This watch glows in the dark. It is a dead display. As I mentioned, it's an echo drive again. Just leave it in any natural light and the watch will be moving on its own. The clasp, as I mentioned, is a pin. This is a pin type locking mechanism. It's a stainless steel, a 43mm size watch, and then an 11mm case thickness. And then something I would mention again about this watch is that the normal Citizen small subdial is the main second-hand movement of the watch, and then the main subdial is the chronograph. And also the chronograph of this one has a sweeping movement, as you can see. I've activated the chronograph, it has a sweeping movement. So the chronograph offers you the second and the minute options, while this small subdial is telling you the time in 24 hours, equivalent to the time that you have. So that is the main features of the watch. Again, if we turn it back, you will see that it has a screw back case, and of course the Citizen Eco Drive logo, as you can see. Let me bring it closer. This is another one, again, of my favorite in the collection because of the mix of colors. It's mostly a weekend watch. I don't do official with this one. I do it as a fun watch, because of the colors. You have to be very careful, again, with the colors. Some people tend to be sensitive with colors, but I put it on either way. Whichever day, whichever time, I'm free to do them, but I prefer it as a weekend watch. Move on to this is another small size watch I have, but to be honest, this is my favorite watch that I have from Citizen. One, because of the style. The style is really a pretty style. It is a proper styled watch, this one. It's a vintage watch. So this is the Citizen Parawater Patina, the model number 63-1230, which is a vintage watch. It's a very old watch, this one, but funny enough, it is my favorite in the collection. Well, because of how it looks like. The glass is sort of a dome finish like the other one. So there's sort of a depth, you find there's a depth into what you're looking at in the watch. As I said, it's a manual winding watch, so you have to wind it before you use it. It's a mechanical movement. Some would call it, I don't know the reference you'd use, but I call it a mechanical movement. It is it's classified as a 21 jewels watch, has a case thickness of around 10 millimeters, and a case size of 34 millimeters. So this is slightly just bigger than the first watch I reviewed. As I mentioned, this is a casual watch. Can be worn officially, but I prefer it as a casual watch because of the mix of colors and the strap and everything. I find it very easy to use it as a casual watch. It has a date display, and the finish material is brushed silver, although it has a bit of scratches here and there, but it has a proper good silver finish. And then on the back again, as used a lot by Citizen, it has a screw back case, of course, with the leather straps. These are not original leather straps. I switched them. This watch came with the bracelet style straps, which I do have actually, but I prefer these leather straps on this watch. So have a look at it. This is, I would say, my favorite Citizen in the collection because of the size, basically, and the function that it gives me the manual winding. You see, you interact with your watch. Just don't put it in any day. You have to first wind it, and again, just the connection you form with the watch it's really, I would not give it another reason, but I find that the style and the mix of colors here and there just makes it a favorite for me in the collection. The next one is this Citizen. It's a bubble plate, model number 109G. The bubble plate, and I don't know why I think it's because of the glass again. It has this bubble type or a dome finish in the glass, and then it's a very slim watch. It gives you a perception that it's a thick watch. It isn't. It's a very thin watch. As you can see, I will tell you the size. Let me just open it first. So this comes from the collection of Citizen, and especially it's preferred in the Arab and the Persian and the Persian countries. That's where it's available most of the times. On the other population, it's difficult to come across it, but I find in the Arab countries and the Persian, it's really a watch that is present there, but in other jurisdictions, not really so. It has an analog movement. It has a chronograph. This chronograph is a full chronograph, so basically you get the microsecond, you get the second, and you get the minute subdials inside. It has this black plus bronze accents here and there on the labels of the hour marks. This is bronze finish, and the 2 hour, the minute, second, basically all the hands have that bronze finish. But although the case is more of a golden light gold finish, it has leather straps. Again, on the back case, as you would see with Citizen, especially with the logo, the screw back case. Not a favorite in my collection, but I prefer it because it just goes flush in your wrist because of the thinness it has. It has a case size of around 42 mm and a case thickness of around 10 millimeters. So this is not really a favorite, but I tend to wear it officially because, again, it mixes me up. I don't know if to consider it as a casual, but again, it comes out well when you do it officially. So this is another one in the collection. We'll move on to the next watch. Watch is this box style or TV style watch. This is a Citizen Ore Felici. The model number is AN0372-07B. It is a chronograph, and this comes from the Ore Felici model or collection from Citizen. You can research about that. It has a quartz movement, and it's also a chronograph watch. It's classified as a 3-bar water resistance, so not so much so. Again, it has steel, yellow, gold. The case is still gold plated. The dial is white. It has the small subdials of the chronograph. As with Citizen, again mentioned, the small subdial here is the main second hand movement of the watch. The chronograph is the big second hand. So it has a date display. The case width is around 35 millimeters. This is also another cheap option in the market. The most I've seen expensive is around $200, and those, again, very few, but the most between $100 and $150 you'll find in the market. So have a look at it. I like it because it's square and it's the only square watch I have from Citizen. The case is not screw back. This you just pop it with the necessary tools that you have. Simple watch. This one I like so much, but not the favorite in the collection. So the next one I'll review is the second best watch I have from Citizen. This is the second best watch I have from Citizen. It used to be my favorite before introducing the vintage one. So this is the EcoDrive Chandler. The model number is CA4330-57E. It is a chronograph, basically from the Chandler collection. What I like about it is the mix of colors. You find the dial is black with this orange spotty touch here and there. The big size of the subdials here and there, and then again has the chronograph that has a sweeping second hand movement. The small subdial here, as you can see, is the main second hand of the watch. It has a date display, and then this stainless steel bracelet style of strap. It's a heavy watch. Feels well in your wrist. Quite a good size. It is classified as a 45 mm watch. Again, with eco drives, last long when you leave it in natural light, the battery will never run out. Stainless steel case. It has a water resistance of up to 100 millimeters. It's ideal for daily. You can daily wear this watch. Also, if you have an active lifestyle, this is a watch that suits you well because of basically the durable material and the design. It has the luminous hands for low light. That's why it can be worn anytime. And of course, a 24-hour chronograph. The subdials, as I mentioned, these are the ones that act as the stopwatch. This is the chronograph basically, and it also gives you time in 24 hours. You can see on the back again the screw back case as a typical style from Citizen. The clasp, a good strong locking clasp. This is also not a very expensive watch. The most I've seen is $350, but mostly range between $100 to $150, depending on how well they are kept and the condition, and if somebody has changed the straps or not. So it depends on the most range between the $150 to $250 mark. So you can see how this one looks like. This is my second best citizen in the collection. Have a look at it. It's a chunky watch, but I like it a lot. So we'll move on to the next watch. This is also another vintage. I would say this is my third best watch. This is a vintage model number 53-0034, as you can see. It's also a manual winding watch, as from the other one. You have to wind it. I've not wound it, so that's why it's not moving. I've not worn it in a while. It has this blue silver finish, and the straps are also not original. I have the original straps, the stainless steel strap, but I prefer this type of leather straps on this watch. It's classified as a 17 jewels watch with a screw back case. No date display, just normal watch movement. As you can see, I've just wound it a bit and the watch has started moving. It has a very good glow on the hour and the minute hand. That's why I like it a lot. It's a very light watch. It could be worn casual, it could be worn official, any style this watch it features. It has this brushed silver finish, and as I mentioned, the dial is it's a blue silver, so it's not really easy for you to tell, but it is a blue silver. Case size of 37 millimeters and a case thickness of around 11 millimeters. So this, it basically shows a bit of luxury here and there. It's a classic watch. As I mentioned, it can be a casual, it can be a dress or formal style watch. The 12-hour dial, simple watch, the acrylic crystal glass, and it's also not very expensive as much as it speaks. Maybe it's a bit of luxury. It's not expensive. This one, the most I've seen is $150 because they're vintage. They're a bit old. They're not available in the market, and I don't know whether most people know much about these watches because they're very old. So that's why they sell like that. This is a keeper for me. I don't intend on selling it, but it's also one that I have in the collection of the Citizen. This is my last watch from the Citizen. Again, this is another Echo Drive. The Echo Drives dominate my Citizen collection, but the difference between this and the other ones is that this one has a power reserve indicator. The power reserve is here. As you can see, the power reserve is low, so it means it's not been on light for some time. That's why it's struggling to even move. The power reserve is 0. So basically, when the power is full, the reserve indicator will come to the top. It's like a fuel gauge in a car. This is the low. This is where the lights have come on now. Yes, it's moving, but the lights have come on. Tells you that the battery is low. So I'll put it in light because I've not worn it in a while also. So it has a cyclop lens. You can see this is a cyclop lens that shows you the date indicator. So it only has a date display. So the cyclops just means basically it's a date magnifier. That's all the cyclops means. The caliber number of this watch is J850, and it has a maximum runtime for full charge. When you use it normally now, it takes you around 8 months with the same charge, and then it has a water resistance of 10 bars. It's a bit worn out of the back, but you can see the Citizen logo and the number of the watch. Everything is here on the back. It has a screw back case, as with the other Citizen watches I have, and has a case size of 43 millimeters and a case thickness of around 10.3 millimeters. It has a stainless steel finish and a crystal glass finish also. So that is all I have for my Citizen watches. I've really not been keen on expanding my watches from Citizen. Basically, as I mentioned, I bought my other Citizen quite some time ago, maybe a few months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. I've not added anyone, and I've not been scouting anyway for any Citizen watches. Maybe I should go back to it, but I feel like I have sufficient numbers now, and I have a mix of all watches I have from Citizen. I have the classics, I have the vintage, I have the modern ones. Maybe I should go for what they're doing now, but I find that I'm still satisfied with what I have from Citizen. So that is all for our review today, and as has been a tradition of this channel is that we always just have a look at what we are wearing for the day. So I'll show you what I had dressed for the day today. As I mentioned in one of the videos, I'm going back for the Casios. I'm going for the Casio digital watches. So as you know, this is the classic, the 159, the A159W. Nothing much I would say about this watch. Everybody knows about it. I had the retro style from Fossil that I reviewed, and I had mentioned in that video that I'll be going for Casio or other retro style watches from other manufacturers. Some just arrived. Like this one is maybe a 1 week old watch I have. This is new, about new, because basically they are a bit affordable, these watches. So I find no reason to go for the used ones. As you know, with Casios, the backlight is a classic feature of them. Just the look, the light fits well in your wrist. So this is what I had for today. So thank you for continuing to engage with our content. We have seen very good movement, especially in the YouTube shorts. We have had 2 more subscribers in the channel. So welcome to the new subscribers. In this channel, we review watches. First of all, I'm reviewing only my watches for now. But when the channel grows, we will expand our views to be able to do even more watches. So stick around, continue to engage our contents. We are in Twitter, we are in Instagram, we are in TikTok. All the links will be put in the video below. So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Until next time, bye-bye.